And welcome back as we continue our journey through the book of Acts. We are continuing our story in chapter 22, where Paul is sharing his testimony. How God had met him on the road to Damascus, that he wasn't beyond the reach of God's grace, that he didn't have to live in his shame, but also seeing different characters in his life as he's reflecting how God had worked in them so much that they were willing to extend grace to him who was least deserving. So we pick up our story in verses 17 through 21. We're going to read a portion of scripture, pull out a timeless truth. Let's dive in. When I had returned to Jerusalem and was praying in the temple, I fell into a trance and saw him saying to me, "Make haste and get out of Jerusalem quickly, because they will not accept your testimony about me." And I said, "Lord, they themselves know that in one synagogue after another I imprisoned and beat those who believed in you. And when the blood of Stephen, your witness, was being shed, I myself was standing by and approving and watching over the garments of those who killed him." And he said to me, "Go, for I will send you far away to the Gentiles." Paul was recounting what had happened at Acts chapter 9, verse 26 through 30, giving us a glimpse into the behind-the-scenes conversations he had with Jesus during that time. What stands out is that God, who knows all things, was fully aware that the believers in Jerusalem would struggle to accept Paul's conversion as genuine. Yet he still allowed Paul to make the 135-mile journey to Jerusalem. At first glance, it might seem like it was wasted effort, but it became the moment Paul met Barnabas, the man who would later join him on his first missionary journey that lasted for 2 years. By God's grace, what could have been viewed as a pointless trip was redeemed. What Paul may have considered a failure, God used as a setup for future faithfulness and fruitful kingdom impact. Paul's journey reminds us that God never wastes time. Even when we see detours or delays or what feels like wasted effort, God is working with intention. The same grace that redeemed Paul's trip to Jerusalem can shape how we view our own waiting. The next time we find ourselves stuck in traffic, sitting too long at a restaurant, or waiting on a response we desperately want, we can remember that God is not careless with our time. He uses even the interruptions and inconveniences to prepare us, to grow us, and set us up for what is next. When we learn to trust His timing, we discover that no moment is wasted in His hands. And so, church, let me just encourage you right now as you are praying and seeking the Lord today. What's something you're waiting for? Are you waiting for the next season? Are you waiting for a certain answer? Are you waiting for God to rescue you from something? Have hope. He's not going to waste the time. He will rescue. He will show up. He shows up at just the right time. And as you are waiting for whatever it may be, that you would allow yourself to say, "All right, God, what can I learn in this time of trust, in this time of waiting? Like, do I need to not depend on my own strength or my own intellect? Do I need to pull away from my anxiety and fear?" Allow this time of waiting to shape you and mold you, where you could surrender whatever it is, that you too would use this time intentionally to be molded and made more into the image of Jesus. God bless.